Good morning, and we are live. Tuesday, 5th of September. That is where we are. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope you guys are rested after yesterday. New week, new month. We are ready. Alright guys, Labor Day yesterday in the US. Weirdly enough, there was some volume in the markets. Just want to get this layout right. And right, anyone hold that USD-ZAR trade? Yesterday I closed out for 2.5%. Anyone else hold it? If you're still holding it, well done. What is that? I think like 20 R.
You know, like actually seeing that trade now, I'm not even gonna say it.
No.
I'm not even gonna say it.
To be fair, Keegan told me to set and forget, which I didn't do. Keegan actually said, look Chris, forget about the trade. And I still told you guys, it's either break even or letting it run. But if you, what is this, 11? Right, that's not bad. 11 R trade.
So just the idea that like you see, this is where I go to. Like you said, it's just set and forget, and like you said, you leave this thing for break even. That is a trade. Like I always say to you guys, you let the winners run, and that is one trade that literally could have passed the funded account.
Yeah, dude. That anyway. we at least got something out of it. I'm gonna start off with the DXY, guys. We are bullish on the week. We've already broken last week's high, and jumping down to a daily time frame, we've already broken yesterday's high as well. So looking left with me, remember we said this is a previous area of resistance. As you can see here, a lot of reaction on the daily. So I think a daily close today above 104.32, that's going to be quite bullish for the dollar. But if we reject here again, we can have some type of a deeper pullback on DXY. We already cleared like the R1 and the R2. Let's see if we can get some type of pullback back to the Asia highs. So bullish on the dollar for the day. USD-ZAR daily bias, we are bullish as well. Obviously yesterday strong bullish closure. Only thing now, we're trading into this prior supply zone or resistance area. So going to be interesting to see whether we can clear this. This was the previous swing high level up here, but I am bullish on the day. And yeah, for the guys, I see Chef Rowley closed out his trade this morning. Well done, man. What a trade. You literally need one of those a month and you are waxed. USD-ZAR, I'm going to monitor Asia highs and also potentially Asia lows depending on how deep we pull back. The weekly pivot is quite a bit down, so we are quite extended. We've already cleared the weekly R1, so just trade with caution to the long side. But again, I would say I don't think we can hold Asia highs, but if we can pull all the way back to Asia lows, I think this would be a good risk to reward entry to retarget the weekly highs. GBP USD weekly, remember, even though it's bearish, we closed below this previous area of support right there, also this previous area of resistance. Already tested that yesterday, starting to flip down. And on a daily time frame, daily was technically bullish because we failed to go lower, but we already broke yesterday's low, so I'm actually going to change this to bearish due to the fact that we are breaking lows. And on the 5-minute time frame, already flushing down. So I'm going to set some alerts here at the Asia lows, which is also very close to the pivot, and let's see if we can get some type of pullback before a move down again. So Asia lows 2612, that is where I will execute from. Trading view lagging. Let me just set those alerts to 6129. Okay, let's set. Looking for sells. Gold. Sipo, good morning. Manmat, good morning, guys. Gold weekly bullish. Remember, we mentioned we are bullish. We can potentially come and retest this previous area of resistance, flat body resistance. Daily time frame, we are bearish. Reason why I'm bearish, if you zoom in on this, you'll see that this was a green candle. See that daily candle right here? Green candle yesterday broke below, closed below, and we already broke yesterday's low. So daily time frame on gold, I am bearish. How can we execute on this? So I'm gonna go with something like this. For the shorts to play out, I would need something like this, a break below this Asia low level, then a retest of this 1935 area and some type of rejection here, which is also the weekly pivot, to potentially go short. The other case scenarios, we are bullish on the weekly, and this could be potentially the weekly low as well if we are going to start flipping bullish. So if we get something like this where we take out liquidity lower and immediately pop back into the Asia range, I would say we could potentially start looking for buys. So those are my two scenarios that I've got for gold. But I would say this is our area that we will monitor. Whatever happens in this area right here, Asia lows and weekly pivot, that is where we will need to focus our attention for the rest of the day. GBP weekly bearish, daily time frame bullish, nice bullish engulfing, closing back in the range. So we're still in this massive range, just to make that very clear. This is the extended range that we are in. We are bullish on the day. Can we execute some buys? Let's quickly look at the 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame, we are above the weekly pivot. I think yesterday I mentioned it to Neil. That could be your swing for the week. If you took it from the weekly pivot, gave you about 73, could run about 100 pips. So already breaking structure lower, already taking Asia highs. So I would say if we get some type of pullback to the Asia highs and we can remain below the 200 on the accumulation distribution, maybe some sells. Otherwise, I'm going to monitor Asia lows for some sell continuations. Not gonna set alerts as of yet, just want to see how price plays out. USD JPY bullish on the week, even though we closed bearish. Remember I mentioned we still closed above this previous area of resistance. And on a daily time frame, also in this weird little range we have yet to break out. This daily candle can still come back and close bearish inside of the range, but currently it's looking bullish. Yesterday closed bullish as well. Just be aware of that. We already extended quite a bit above the Asia highs. The pivot is all the way down here. We are already almost at R3, so it makes it quite difficult to buy into this. But I will set my alerts at the Asia highs, and let's see if we can get some type of continuation to the upside. Asia highs. And then indices, Nasdaq weekly bullish. Last week no bottom wick, showing a lot of bullish pressure. How deep do we pull back? I don't know, but we are bullish on the weekly time frame. Daily time frame, I was going with bullish up until we broke the lows, so I'm actually going to flip that to bearish for now, due to the fact that we already took out yesterday's low. 5-minute time frame, where are we trading in the range? So already breaking Asia lows. Accumulation distribution is bearish, so sells from Asia lows would make sense. Sells from this area right here would make sense. And US 30 weekly time frame is bullish. Nice bullish engulfing, closing back above the range. Daily time frame, we are bearish due to the fact that we could not push up from here, and very likely we could break support today. Have a daily candle closing something like that, and I'm gonna go with bearish on the day. And let's see on the 5-minute Geeks, I might execute my first trade on that challenge account. Asia lows, we are looking bearish. I'm gonna wait for some type of
What you gonna
pullback.
look for now?
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, the man's eager.
Eager beaver. I'm gonna look for some sells in this zone. If we reject, I want to either see like some type of engulfing candle or some type of like a M formation, then a structure break. But I'm gonna look for sells. That is if we get a rejection of the Asia lows. Just gonna set alerts there for us. 34774, and that is Asia lows. That's the analysis for the morning, guys. If you missed it, if you joined late, just go to the start of this video. We ran through all of the analysis, all of the potential trades, and then fundamentally I don't think we've got much going on this week. There is some data, but in terms of data this morning, let's quickly look at what we've got. So some Eurozone numbers coming out, services and composite PMIs. We've got Christine Lagarde on at 10. That's obviously a big one. She's the head of the ECB. And then also some PPI numbers. That's about it. Redbook factory orders, mid-tier data later this afternoon, but should be a pretty straightforward day. How's the audio, guys? Is the music not too loud? Just let me know. I don't know, in my ears it's quite loud. Just want to make sure you guys are fine with it.
I'm actually looking at US 30 now. I possibly would execute purely because we've actually got a key level area where we're going to retest you at 34,750. So if we can break below that and then get a nice retest on that, holds as resistance, I'll probably go short from there, because then we've actually got the 4-hour low point of resistance and support at 34,660, which I would then run it down to and see what it actually, because if that does break through there, it could be quite a nice trade. But if it does hold, then that obviously would just be TP. So Def, I think, possibly might execute as well. Something interesting,
Yeah.
In our daily news. So with this whole My Forex Funds thing, it has come out that if they lose the court case, because obviously they're being sued for fraud, if they lose the court case, you can go to your bank and have returned funds of any purchase challenges from them within 180 days. So whether you passed the accounts, whether you failed the accounts because it was fraud, you can have that amount of money reversed if it was an account purchase in the previous 180 days.
So 3-month period basically.
Yeah. So I think quite a bit of people are going to be able to get some money back at least. And like I said, that is irrelevant. If you pass the accounts, fail the accounts, anything, you will get that money back.
Charles Moabelo, it's only a pleasure, my brother. Let's quickly look at EU. Almost, let me jump into EU for you. I'm bearish on the weekly. I don't know why we've got so many drawings on this thing. Let me just clear it. Bearish on the weekly time frame. Daily time frame yesterday closed bullish, but we barely closed above this prior area right here. Already taking out yesterday's low, so I would say mark out yesterday's low. That is going to be your area of contention for this session. So currently I would say the accumulation distribution is relatively balanced because we're pushing back up to it. Bearish, it is bearish, but it could push up, and then also I would say if you are going to look for sells, Asia lows 107.81. This would be your area that you want to monitor for potential sell continuations to firstly come and retest the session lows, pre-market lows right there, and potentially even go further. And I would say the other case is if we are going to start pushing bullish, monitor the Asia lows as well. If we start doing something like this where we reject quite a few times on the Asia low, and then all of a sudden you get like some type of breakout, I do think we can go higher. Obvious area then to monitor is your daily pivot level right here, and if we can start breaking above this daily pivot, only concern is we've got a round number right there. So if you're going to enter longs, let's say from this area, I would say about 8 pips up, you need to watch this round number area. That is where a lot of volume can either come in to sell, or you're going to get a lot of volume to continue bullish. But I think it is relatively neutral this morning in terms of whether we're going to get sell continuations and whether this is just one massive fake out to the downside. But currently order flow is definitely bearish almost. Obvious clear break of structures below the Asia lows. I would wait for a pullback to that level, see if we get some type of rejection, and then to continue lower. Keith, just ask Mo how's the music levels, because it's loud here in my ears. Just want to make sure that it's fine.
He's he's on it. He's gonna check now quickly.
Yolandi Stewart, good morning. Good morning. Jeremy. Called Bloemfontein. Yeah, I know Bloem. I literally was born an hour away from Bloem in Welkom in the Vrystaat. So enjoy it, Jeremy. Drive safe. I don't know where you guys live, but Bloem in the winter, if your car's parked outside and you wake up quite early to go to work, there's frost on your windows. The dog bowls music up. Is the music? Can't you hear me? Really? Mo says he can't hear the music. Hectic. Kicks, you can hear the music.
Yeah, I can hear perfectly.
What does Mo say? Is it good? Must I turn it up a bit? More. Bruh. Marydale, Johannesburg. Music is good. Okay, music is good, Mo. Shot. Alright guys, 9 minutes to the open. USD ZAR currently at the Asia highs. Do we want to take a position here? I am going to wait for the open. If we can get something like this, I will look for one more shot on USD ZAR. And then the other one is US30 that I am stalking. Asia lows. I just hope that these lows stay intact, because that could be an area of liquidity for us to target. So hopefully that stays intact and we push back up to the Asia lows, and then we are going for some positions short on US30. With that being said, these streams are purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please do not see this as financial advice. Please get advice from your financial advisor before making any financial decision. You will lose money if you follow us on these streams. And with that, I wish you all the best of luck for today. I wish myself the best of luck. And for Keegan. And I'm rooting for all of you traders out there. We talked about it yesterday. This is most probably one of the hardest professions out there. And it's not about it being difficult in terms of knowledge or in terms of literature or academia. It is purely hard because it is such a sensitive topic when it comes to money, and it's so emotional when you start trading and you start having money on the line, and where your decisions are directly linked to a financial gain or a financial loss. And that is the hardest part. It is very easy to go through all of the trading literature, read a ton of books, but when it comes to actually sitting down, the market is moving, it's right in front of you, and then all of a sudden you have to pull the trigger, buy or sell. That is the hardest part. And believe me when I say it took me years to get that out of my head. your university degree, your IQ, none of that matters when it comes to trading. You could be an average student in school, at university, but if you've got discipline, self-discipline, and you've got self-control, you can make it in trading, believe me.
Jabba's delivery services.
So I actually asked him, I think it was yesterday, I told him if he's gonna go to Vaporite, I want to put in an order. So when I added him on card, I see his nickname is Jabba. Where did that come through? Jabba.
I think it's more, maybe there's like an actual meaning for it, but as far as I know, it's just like a like nickname he's always had.
Jabba Zana. How's everyone doing in the chat? Let me know, did you guys take any trades yesterday? How did it go? According to plan? Did you start off your week on a bad foot? If you did, yesterday's trade won't affect your trade today. Always remember that your last trade has got no association with your next trade. Another thing I had to learn the hard way is to understand that there's no connection between your last trade and your next trade. If you are emotionally attached to a loss you took yesterday, very likely you're going to be emotional today again. But every day you come to the charts, it's a new day. It is a new opportunity to execute. Learn from your mistakes yesterday and you just continue the grind today. I got a hit on EU long yesterday. EU long. Oh, where did you long from, Amos? There was an opportunity yesterday morning on Asia highs, but other than that, there was no. It was still trading below the daily pivot, and actually from 10:15, our accumulation distribution never got back above the 200. So for me personally, I wouldn't have looked for longs after that. But that is just me. I follow trend, I follow order flow. I know Jeevan in our office is quite well trained to fade moves, but not me. I just follow the order flow. Took a EJ buy this morning, got out on BE. EJ, let's have a look at EJ. Euro JPY, let's look at what you did. So you got in long. It is bullish. It is bullish. Only thing is we're quite a bit away from the daily pivot. I would say if we pull back, my level that I would monitor is this round number right here, 158. So if we get some type of pullback all the way in here and we can get back above the 158, I would say that is a nice area to long from. Daily time frame, let's look at where we are on the daily. Daily, nicely bullish, engulfed Friday's entire daily candle. Could push up to like at least 159. But you will have to be patient to see what we do with this pullback. Already taken Asia highs. Okay, US 30, we're starting to make that pullback. I like that we've got these equal lows right here. This could be our first target. If we take some shorts from here, only about 20 points. However, if we can maybe push down to like, I would say 34,740, I'll actually be happy with the 1-to-1. So 40 points. I'm more than happy. Actually, just want to see what the Asia markets did. So the Hang Seng closed minus 1.8%. I don't have the Nikkei on here. Let's maybe get the Nikkei on. See what the Asian markets did. Nikkei 245. Right, US 30, let's go. Let's go. Quick little pop and lock here. Markets are open.
So is this the first trade on the account?
No, so what I want to see is, I want to see a pullback, I would say up until this area right there. And I would love to see some type of, either from there like a bearish engulfing candle, or maybe like pulling back to the Asia lows, creating like a tiny little support there, and then like a break of structure on the next candle. Then I'm going to take a bullet. If not,
Yeah, to be right now, like I do back the trade, but I'd maybe want, like you said, a little bit more of a pullback, and then just wait for some confirmation, just to give a better RR to it. Like we were talking yesterday, like the way we're gonna do this, I think personally, like as a trader, or however you look at trade, what your strategy is, that first trade I think needs to be a bit of a banger to give you that head start.
yeah, if you can win the first one, it immediately takes off all the pressure for the rest of the session. And even for the rest of the week, starting off with the winner. I'm holding DAX cells. Let's look at DAX. Very nice. Very, very nice. US 30 guys, I am hunting shorts here. The rest of the pairs are out of range. GJ currently at the Asia lows, also below this round number right here. Daily time frame, however, is bullish. Accumulation distribution still relatively flat. I'm gonna wait for a little bit of a deeper pullback there. Gold, as mentioned, weekly pivot, Asia lows, that is your key zone. GBP USD is gonna need to do quite a bit of a pullback back into this zone. I will sell from there. USD ZAR. USD ZAR, USD ZAR. It's already made its pullback. It's already so extended. Can it extend further? This is technically a valid setup if this 5-minute closes above here. We've got this minor break of structure. I'm not going to execute on it. Yeah, it's way too extended for me. It is not a good area to get long from. Asia highs, this is basically, that is your weekly high right there. You're trading at an extreme point. The risk to reward for me is just not there. Dang, let's check this thing out. 14 points. Let's see what time it moved yesterday. 9 o'clock made its move. Just want to see how he moved previously. Alright guys, I'm still keen for the shorts. I'm gonna give it say 5 to 10 more minutes, wait for that 15-minute shuffle and see where we are. Yeah, for now I'm gonna lock it into US30. I will be back Monday to Friday, 8:30 till 11. Follow us on Instagram, Chris Market Bull, Keegan Van Dijk. Links are in the description. And also guys, we are gonna do a Discord community. Just thinking of a name for it. Details will follow later in this week. I do feel it's going to be good, because a lot of times we take trades off stream, we see stuff off stream, so obviously want you guys to benefit from that as well, and not just the live streams. Discord community will be completely free. We won't charge you a cent, and I think it will allow the community to engage a bit more. So that's coming, I would say, by the latest next week, Monday. Otherwise we'll maybe launch it on Friday, but I'll see you guys now. Neil, good morning. Good morning. We are doing well. You just missed the 50R trade. Literally just closed it. At a 2-pip stop.
Yeah, guys, so I was just saying to Chris, it looks like I will be going for my first trade on US City. We're going to be going short. So we'll see if we can get tapped in and take it from there.
Oh, you got a sell limit, you didn't execute on...
No, so I didn't execute there because that candle actually started moving a bit fast. So again, like I'm someone, I don't like to sacrifice my entry position. So I would rather set a sell limit and hopefully it comes back.
No, Neil, I'm talking rubbish. Didn't take a trade. Just messing with you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yasty. Guys, there was honestly no I could have taken this as the confirmation because that is a valid break of structure. It is not that far away from, it's only about 17 points away from the Asia lows. Also, as mentioned, this nice little liquidity pool here. Why do I say it's a liquidity pool? I don't trade smart money or whatever it is, but the general consensus is that the retail community would have seen this as a support. And I've seen it a lot of times where if the market is creating like some type of structure or support, and the more times it bounces off that, you'll see like something doing like that. So because retail's trying to buy it, and how do you cause the most pain? Okay, that idea was good. The idea was good. I didn't get... Okay, I actually got my entry criteria. I just pussied out of it. So I just need to take more cement in the morning to harden up. Because that is a valid break of structure. Yeah.
Yeah, my thing was like, the more I was looking at it now, like also I realized it ticked all my boxes. But by the time I realized it had basically already given me my entry, I missed entry and then it just started running. So yeah, I think we were just a bit slow on that one.
Yeah, I honestly wanted either like a bearish engulfing here, but this is also valid. This is a break of structure. Anyways,
well, that's my thing. Like basically, this is now validating the next point I was originally looking for that I mentioned earlier. So if we can close, we're like round about where we are now. Maybe get a retest where then I will look for another bearish engulfing. And that will then be my confirmation. Then I'll wait for a second retest where I will then enter to go short down to about 34,650.
the only reason I wanted to get in here somewhere is due to these equal lows that we've got here. So I knew these were easy targets. So once you break through there, you can technically go break even. This almost gave you your 1-to-1. But anyway, guys, still a lot of time left today. DXY pulling back. I do think we can get a nice pullback all the way back here. That will push GU all the way back up to the Asia lows, and we can look at something there. USDs are struggling at these Asia highs again, as mentioned. if you were in the trade from yesterday when we called it right here, I know one or two of you closed out here this morning somewhere, so well done. Beautiful. Gold holding the weekly pivot as well as the Asia lows. 80 starting to push nicely bullish. Neil, GJ might give something. Yeah, I've got GJ on here. I think as long as we stay below 185, we could potentially go lower. 184.93. I'm gonna set an alert right there.
I mean, if anything, we literally could even get the retest now at Asia lows.
I wouldn't consider selling anymore. Because as much as it faked out the buyers or stopped out the buyers, this could fake out the sellers as well now.
Yeah, for me, the only thing is that I don't like is the fact we, like you said, we retested those equal lows, and we did reject off. So for me, as I stated earlier, I think the next time I'm going to look to go short now, I wanted to, like I say, break those equal lows with a nice closure and retest that.
GJ, daily, however, let's look at the daily. Yeah, daily is bullish. Weekly is bearish though. Nila, are you gonna take a bullet on this? Oh, you want to buy GJ? All right. I want to sell it, but I see where you are coming from. I would say for buys, you would want it to close above 185. Yeah, I think that will be sweet. Pull back to the weekly pivot. GJ. What is the 4 hour doing? I am considering sales on GJ. Guys, this current 5 minute, if we can get a strong bearish close, something like that, I'm going to execute shorts. Multiple rejections off 185, and if I can get a strong 5 minute bearish closure, I'm going to execute short on GJ. But I needed to close stronger bearish than that, because on the broker feed it's still hovering around the support area. 15 seconds, let's see. Okay, no bueno. USD ZAR. There's that bullish engulfing. Yes, I'm very keen to take the longs here, but at a weekly high, it already paid us yesterday. Let's see, USD JPY, nothing there yet. Nasdaq, nice rejection off the Asia lows, nice little engulfing. I do feel like this thing can flush. Just looking at Asia, Hang Seng closed down 1.86% on the day. So for the most part, London will follow Asia as well. So that's obviously giving us some gauge for sentiment across equities. That is also why we liked the idea of shorts. Also, if you look at US 30, nice bearish order flow. You can clearly see lows being taken out, creating lower highs. Also structure being taken out, so nothing yet pointing bullish. I didn't get entry confirms here though. USD ZAR, this is a valid setup. Only reason I'm not executing, as we are at a weekly high. This is literally the week's high. So if you go on a weekly time frame, you will see that this is the weekly high candle right there. So it becomes very tough trading into that. If you took a punt on it right here, I would say this is going to be your area of contention right there. One of two things, as I always say: session highs, weekly highs, daily lows, weekly lows. Only two things can happen here. We're going to massively reject off that level, or you're literally going to see an influx of volume here. Could maybe like range a little bit, and it is literally going to fly. Similar to what happened yesterday. We entered our trade right about here. This was our entry there, and again I said one of two things at the session highs and Asia highs: either reject. This was our first little hurdle there. Either gonna reject, come all the way back down, or we're gonna blast through. That is where volume enters the market, and as you can see, we literally just blasted through it. And the reason for that is that the retail market is trying to sell that, and you are literally an easy target for the market makers to just punish you for your ignorance. Nasdaq pushing back up. You still have your sell limits, Geeks?
No, I have taken the sell limits off purely, as we said earlier, and is rejecting off those equal lows. So the fact we kind of finding support there, I'd actually rather like to see it break those equal lows before I start looking to go short again.
Neil, if I was going to buy now, I want a weak bearish candle followed by a nice bullish engulfing candle. 5 minute, 15 minute time frame. Talk to me, Neil. Give it to me. Guys, I'm going to go with the short here on GJ. I'm going to give it a squeeze. As soon as this candle closes, 28 seconds. I don't want it to flush. I'm going to take a punt on it. Again, I can either be John Wick, and this is the low of the session, or it is going to run. Let's see. Just needs to hold ground here and run away from me now. Just gonna wait for, okay, I'm in 20 pip stop. I am in shorts, 20 pip stop. So I'm either liquidity for Neil for his longs. I want to target this weekly pivot level 184.56. That is what I'm targeting. And if I can get that, I will secure that 184.56. That is a nice 1.5% gain. And let's see if we can get some volume. I know we've got some volume on the music, but let's see if we can get some volume in the markets. And we obviously don't want price getting back above 185. As I mentioned, either John Wick or we're going to get the continuation lower. USD ZAR breaking through the weekly highs. You could potentially see a lot of volume coming through here. Nice little 50 pip jump right there. GU back at session lows, DXY back at session highs. Let's see what we get. What is your stop loss? 20 pips, Neo. Always on JPY pairs, always 20 pips. For any major trade, I use 15 pips. For instance, GU, EU, USD ZAR, I use 38 pips. So let's say I entered there, I will go 38. What a trade. And then US 30, I go 40 points wherever I enter. 40 points, always 40 points. And Nasdaq 30 points. That is always, I've got a set stop. Years ago I was using structure and all of that, but then I back tested my strategy and the levels I want to enter around. I went back and I saw what was the furthest and what was the lowest pip count in terms of pullback, and I found a happy medium between it. And what I've seen is if the market moves against me 40 points on US30, I'm on the wrong side. Same with the yen pairs. If the market moves against me 20 pips from where I enter, very likely I am on the wrong side of the market and I need to reassess. Same with the majors. So a lot of guys would say, Chris, but put it behind structure, this and that. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that, I've collected the data. This is what works for me. 20 pips, JPY pairs, 15 pips. And I'm not saying you should do this, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. USD pairs, US30, 40 points, 30 points, NAS. Oh yeah, on gold I go 30 pips as well. So basically $3. Those are my stop losses. If you want to take a screenshot, take it now. Always if I share a trade. My TP is 184.56. I'm not going to be greedy on this. If I can hit 184.56, that's a 1.5% gain. I will take that because then it's basically 4% from yesterday's USD ZAR trade. And 4% a week is very decent, guys. Do not confuse it thinking you need to make 100%. If you are a funded trader or even self-funded, 4% a week is massive. Even if you can do 5% a month, I think there's this weird stigma going around that you have to make these massive gains, and that is not the case. DXY new highs, USD ZAR at R1. If you had the balls to take this, well done. I would lock it out. That's a 2R trade right there in the bag. GBP USD session lows. We could still see a pullback later today for the continuation. I wouldn't chase the market here. Even with my GJ trade taking sells at the session lows, but purely due to the fact that we are below Asia lows, and also my accumulation distribution below the 200. I'm going to monitor this 30-minute candle. As you can see here to my left, I would ideally want this 30-minute candle closing below there. If not, I will just move stops to break even and see where we are. And then on the hourly, if we go down to an hourly time frame, same. So I want this hourly to close below this area of previous support. And if we can close below there, I think we should get a very nice flush to the weekly pivot level, and that is where I will get out. But again, selling session lows are not ideal. I was willing to take the risk. but I do feel like we can do some type of equal leg move down. So that is why I want to see this 184.63. And we have yet to really retest Asia lows. Like we've tried to hold it as support. We've broken our below it, but we have yet to like fully retest it.
Yo, you don't understand. Like those juices are flowing. I just want to sell USD right
I also want to sell it, but I've got no. I almost wanted to sell this on NAS, but
So the thing is, I'm basically like fighting myself with experience now. So the thing is, it ticks all my boxes, but I am aware of those equal lows. But again, experience, you always have that third lucky touch. So as we have noticed, momentum has been slowing down every time it's found support at this area, and this time pretty clearly. Also, that previously, every time you've hit the support, it's going to be like one candle that we've rejected off of it. Where this is holding the area, showing that it is definitely getting weaker. So it is showing me that it's trying to break through that support. But then there's, like I said, you kind of want that safety in really backing that first trade.
alright guys, GJ going for that Asia low test as I mentioned. I'm comfortable with this trade while we remain below 185. It can even pull all the way back up to 185 and still reject. Or we basically sold the low of the day, as the daily bias is still bullish. But we already took out the daily highs, flipped bearish, and 185, that is also the daily flip back bullish. As mentioned, that is always the risk of selling session lows or Asia lows. So let's see. 185, this is the test on Asia lows. And let's see if we can get a continuation lower. My exact stops are at 185.05. And that is our point of exit, 185.05, right there. Neil might get his longs now on the 15 minutes, 7 minutes. I'll still back the shorts. There we've got our retest on 185 as well, and the Asia lows. Next candle we would need to start breaking lower, otherwise we are going to get some type of deeper pullback. GBP USD, I'm leaving my my alerts at the Asia lows. If we get some type of pullback later on today during NYSE, I will look for sells there. US30, not a lot of volume though, Keeks. Like this thing has only moved like 30 points from Asia lows.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I think it's more the possibility of, if you want to go back to, if you want to say like how I used to hit these big moves in US30, it's kind of not, I'd say, predicting or anticipating, but you just know that big move is coming, and obviously you're trying to catch the entry of it.
Right, GJ testing round number, testing Asia lows, still closing bullish though. I would want this next 5 minutes to do something like this. Break structure lower, close below this area of support, and I think we can then get the volume to push it down to the weekly pivot level. That is the idea.
Just a quick question: what pair exactly are you using for US30?
On TradingView.
Yeah.
Dow Jones Industrial Average Index, Black Bull.
So I was looking at it. You know how off it is compared to on MetaTrader?
Yeah, there's almost like 20 points, but I think it's the one is the cash market. I
was looking at that now and I was like, yes, it's like these things are far off from each other.
It's about 20 points, 22 points.
I think now MetaTrader it's at 750. Yeah, it's at 730.
Right, guys, if we can get this 5 minutes to close like this, I would then want to see a nice flush, get us out of this trade. Nice little 1.5, 1.6. 184.56. Can we hit that? We do need this 5 minutes to close bearish, break structure lower. I do not want to see this holding support. I just want to see this flush. So this 5 minute is key. That is also going to be the 15-minute closure. And just look left with me, this current 15-minute tapped into this zone right here. We got a reaction off there. That is also why I said the 30-minute and the hourly. This 184, I would say 80 level is key for us to break through. If you are not comfortable with the trade, you can close it right here. I'm still gonna let it run. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna back my analysis. And as they say in life, you will miss every shot you do not take. I can see that guys in the chat are shitting themselves. Chris, I just want full margin on this trade. Why is it not moving? I just bet the entire house on this trade.
Can definitely see Laz busy stacking the orders.
That dude, Laz, literally, when it got here, full margin, like.
Yes,
no.
I think actually went close to stop loss, eh?
Yeah, dude, literally sniffed our stop loss. What is that? 5 pips, 3 pips, 2.5. Okay, I need this 5 minute, guys. I'm just letting you know I need this 5 minute to break this area. I need it due to the fact that, as you can see, the 15 minutes creating this ab roller candle, also a very weak bearish body. So if we cannot close below this area right here on the 5 minute, I will be closing the trade. Closing the trade out at break even. I've got my finger on the trigger. 45 seconds. Let's see. Either break even trade, or we're gonna give it some room to move, but I want it to close below that area of structure right there. Next target is this 15-minute low right there, and I think once we break that low, we can get that very quick move down. Could be a flush, so still looking good. We had to retest. Dude, I think the battery on my mouse is starting to... So let's see. Nice little break of structure. Can we get nice, I would say 3 5-minute candles? Boom. Boom. Just manifesting those bearish candles right here. Oh jeez. I do feel like once we break this 15-minute low right here, we're going to see some volume coming into. It's also the session lows. If not, if we don't flush from here, once we break that, all right guys, I'm going break even on this trade, because we can come all the way back to entry. I am at break even. This is now a risk-free trade. Session lows, I want to see volume coming in here. I don't want to see it hang around here. No risk on the table. Trade is risk-free. How much are we up by? Not much. I think like 7. Peak was at 11. I would rather take a break even than see this going all the way back up and doing something. What the heck? Just need to get another battery quickly for my mouse. I'll be back. Yeah, Keeks, I told you, Laz, 100 lots, easy game. 100 lots. Triple A.
The boys don't play, eh?
No, the boys are. Can we get this to continue down? Can we survive? Let's see how the 15-minute closed. Yeah guys, I don't want to see this coming back. We already had one test on this level. I just want to see this flush. We are break even, we manage our risk. This is not a trade that you can play around with at session lows. Like I mentioned, you could end up being John Wick on it. But let's see. Candles are still closing bearish. I'm not gonna give it any room to breathe. Nasdaq, nice break of structure here. Asia lows Guys, let me know, do these sessions help you? Even if it's just giving you some type of bias or some type of confirms. May the force be with you, Chris. I feel even the fact that we give you some type of bias already puts you ahead of the rest of the traders. I appreciate it, lads. Guys, you are in a winning trade. Can we maybe just order some likes on the stream? We don't ask for much. We just ask for a few likes on the stream. Let's see if we can bump up those likes. Great to see the way you guys analyze the markets. Peaches in the chat. Let's drop some likes. Let's get some peaches in the chat. Let's make it a great day, guys. Peaches in the chat. Can I just ask Peach Nation, stand to their feet as we are about to hit TP. Peach Nation, give me those peaches. Oh, Carl Mangan in the chat. Let's give some peaches as we sanitize poverty one by one. Oh, Peach Nation. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this is going to be a flippin' beautiful trade if this thing turns around and actually hits TP.
Which one is that?
Yours.
Yes, I would love that, dude. That is two very good trades that we've shared, but overall, Keegs, like we've talked about it, the analysis on the streams have been absolute. Like, even if you didn't take a trade during the session, like the way we've explained how the market could potentially move, your areas of interest, like it has all been top notch. I think some guys, even that 1 week Keegan was sharing levels on gold, and some of the guys actually messaged me and him saying we took the sell limits, we took the buy limits. Oh, beautiful. Keenan, Ronald, Neo. Let's go, guys.
You know, it's see, guys, that's one thing. Like, that's where we talk about that patience. Like, if we went short that USD there, we would have been getting clapped right now. Because that thing has found support eventually, and it is going right back up to Asia lows.
Oh, GJ, give it to us. Flush it down. 184.64. I'm not gonna be greedy. 184.64. That is a 1% trade. You can leave it lower. I want to take it right here on the daily pivot. That is a 1-to-1. I'm not going to be greedy. 3.6% to start off the week. If we can hit that TP. Let's just get that last little flush out.
I think when you think about it, we've actually started the month like pretty well. We haven't had a loss yet.
Yeah, we haven't had a loss.
You know, from now on, we're going to be introducing Chris on the channel as, you know what it is, it's your Chris, the market bull.
Cranking it. I think it's now time for some TD Jakes. Get ready, get ready.
You know, this is that point, when you see the guys, they're standing right there at the screen and they're blowing the candle down. So,
I want to see somebody shout without music. I want to see somebody shout without drums. I want to see somebody shout without a tambourine. They didn't have no organ in the early church. If you really got some...
Oh, come on. TD, give it to us. Give it to us. Give it to... We out. We got it, guys. Oh, TD just bringing that volume at the end. My goodness.
there we go.
Oh, shit. Guys, well done. And it actually ran almost to full profit, but I took my 1%. TP's hit. Well done for the guys that hit it. I would say I would honestly have taken off full year. That's 1.6%. It's already a big move down. If you want to take 90% off and leave 10% at break even, you can. I would say you can even target yesterday's pivot at 184.05. 80 pips. You can take it off there, but what a start to the week. USDZAR calling out the bars yesterday on stream from the daily pivot. GJ very calm and composed. We took it on this 5-minute candle right here. We sat through the drawdown and what a beautiful trade.
I think it also worked out beautifully in the sense that, like, obviously we were gonna have to kind of end early. You literally could still take the trade and hit TP live.
That's pretty sick. I think this is the first time that we've hit like a TP we've set.
Yeah, I think it is. It's the first like TP.
Yeah.
We hit it live. Normally it's like always we hit it afterwards and we come back to where we're like, oh, we hit TP, well done. But like this, like we hit it on the stream.
And also how we went through the trade, guys, step by step, telling you, I think we were here somewhere and I said, look, we haven't had the retest of the 185 or the Asia lows. We sat through this retest. I mentioned that I want to see the next 5-minute candle break structure. If it's not breaking structure, we will close the trade. Once we broke the session lows right here, I said we're going to break even. And this is not guesswork. This is how you actually manage a trade. That is trade management. That is what you learn from experience in the markets. Because I've told Keegan as well, my issue with the set and forget is like when it comes to trade management, I always think about how can I reduce my risk or how can I go break even without smothering my trade.
Yeah, Chris, just a reminder about 10 o'clock now, yeah?
Oh yeah, guys, we've got load shedding at 10. It's not that we don't like you guys. Let me just show you for some transparency purposes.
And also, I'm actually seeing on your screen there, if anyone was holding, they did just hit full TP as well.
Yeah, well done to the guys holding. So we've got, let me just get my camera on here. Show you guys 10 o'clock next up, right there, the bottom one. See there, 10 peerage fail. But what a trade, man. Flip. And the one thing about live streaming, why I hold off, like I hold back on it, there is, I wouldn't say pressure, like I'm past the point of like trying to impress people when it comes to trading, but obviously you don't want to come on here every day and take losing trades. But years ago it was that thing of a lack of confidence to live stream, and yeah, we're doing it for free, we're sharing the analysis, and very soon, I would say, I'm going to give ourselves a deadline. Myself and Keegs need to just sort out a few things. Friday, the Discord community will go live. And also this Friday, we've got Johanno van Wyk on stream. We've got quite a nice... Jay Froneman is joining us on... He's actually joining us next week, Friday, yeah, in the office. So Port Elizabeth guys, Jay Froneman in the house. And then on the 22nd or the 15th, I've got... What is his name? I actually forgot now. Joshua. I think it's Joshua Humedi. And then we've got Devontae coming on the 29th. I must just confirm with Ken. I don't know if I sent dates to Ken. Ken Chigbo, very solid guy. Port Elizabeth, P. Kabega, somebody asking.